As always, you know what they say, better late than never. Hello, wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, back from my midweek break and raring to go. Hope you're all well, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new EP from Getter, Some Creature. Tanner Petula, aka Getter, is back with his first EP since last October. The sparking of his return and resurgence in the bass scene, I am of course talking about Napalm. A project I really enjoyed as a way of Getter reminding us that he wasn't done on the heavy front. The overblown, high-octane design giving it a combustible, devilish, explosive energy throughout, typical of him, without tracks that I enjoy front to back, but a lot of character running through it. And again, good to hear him going down that avenue once more after all the previous backlash. Some Creature, which we have right here, arriving very quickly after Napalm, the question being, to what extent would it simply be a continuation of that? Was Napalm going to be the only sample of bassy Getter that we'd get in this comeback? Or did that EP inspire a newfound confidence in him to go again on that front? The answer being, yes, we do get more heavy Getter on Some Creature, but backed up by some very interesting experimentation to go with that. Kicking off with Blood Harvest, which I must say doesn't get it off to the most enthralling start, at least on the heaviness front, keeping with the clanging industrial approach from Napalm, but the idea presented here is just very straightforward. Got a bop to it, a bit of a bounce to it, but I can't find anything exciting to it. It's just fine. I'd also say the preceding introduction, the opening sequence of the EP, is a bit too short before getting into that heaviness. It does end well with a distorted vocal snippet from Uppercuts by Petula's rap alias Terror Reed. Quite why he's added this at the end here, I'm not sure, but it fits the track really well. Maintaining the menacing vibe established before, and yeah, it's demented, scary, and it works. Following that, we have the title track, which again to me in large parts feels uninspired. I like the general idea here, Getter looking to mirror the EP's title with this collection of super ravenous, gnarly, almost chimera-like kind of sounds. And definitely having its moments, especially towards the end of the first drop, with the sound being a little clearer, a little cleaner. But initially feeling messy, a bit stuck in itself, and finishing quite deflated with the second drop. I mean, just kind of dragging along a bit, like a rabid animal that's been caged up, then set free, then caught and caged up again. After that though, we have my undeniable pick of the bunch on the heavy front with No Eyes. Ticking upwards like clockwork in the introduction as it creeps up behind you and inches closer. Really mean from the very off before Getter unleashes a gripping mix of the more playful and jagged sides of his production. The jumpiness of the heaviness here, so on point, the note placement really well done, the kind of interjecting jabs that we get as well, and all the while keeping that industrial, overblown flavour going, and yeah, just top stuff. Interjecting jabs. Oi! It's on its feet, lively, and I love the slight pitch changes that we get for the second drop as well. And it just sounds like it was a lot of fun to put together, and mile and away for me the most engaging drops on the EP. Succeeding that, we get a sub 2 minute interlude from The Dirt, which is a kind of drill, trap-based instrumental, steadying the ship of the EP whilst also maintaining the grit and evil vibe of it really well. And it's following that with the final couplet here that Petula decides to branch out a bit, in my opinion, for the betterment of the collection overall. Starting with the penultimate track, Leap of Faith, which sees him go down the grungy rock metal kind of route. And yeah, you heard that right. Now, originally, first couple of listens or so, I must admit I really wasn't feeling this one. To me, felt a bit misplaced in the context of the EP, like a bit of an add-on without that much substance, considering it is, again, under 2 minutes here. But the more I hear it, the more I realise it's a really effective piece of experimentation from him. A lot of raw, misunderstood emotion pouring out here, even though it is so short. You know, pretty hardcore, but a real bleakness and vulnerability to it as well, I think. Epitomised, I think, by the final cry of "You're nothing," which has got a really ferocious bite behind it. Yeah, a very spine-chilling way to round that one off. Oof. Damn, that's good. Leaving me thinking that actually it does work, that track. It is the right length, and I do want to hear more of it. Ending with Why Is It Still Raining, which is on hand to bring the EP down to earth following the madness before it. A 3.5 minute hip-hop leaning instrumental sitting somewhere in between the darker side of Getter and the more chilled one that you may find on Visceral or Planet Neutral. A track that very much feels like you're running aimlessly through pouring rain, which I hasten to add is a note I made about it before I saw its title. The plodding beat giving it a ponderous feel, quite hazy, a bit lowly, quite downbeat, but then you have the ethereal introduction or the bright synths running over the top around halfway through that make it actually quite hopeful and uplifting. Regardless though, it is a good way of toning some Creature down, reflective in nature, and allowing us to look back over the EP, which in many ways is what you want an outro tune to do. And looking back over the collection myself, it's one that ultimately makes me happy for Getter. Happy that he feels confident going down the heavy route again, given his relationship with the scene, what's happened in the last couple of years and whatnot. Got a good bit of experimentation to go with that, with the final 2 tracks as well. You know, he's clearly doing whatever he feels like, which is great. Not a special EP, you know, it won't go down amongst the best Getter projects for me personally. Quite short-lived and not fully formed, and a few of the ideas here are pretty ineffective, but it does stand as another collection to add to the resurgence of Getter in bass music, something everyone is happier for. Starting weak, but seeing him come into his own on the heavy and experimental front make for a pretty decent collection overall, without a finished product feel, I think, but good as a way of showing where the Getter project is at right now, and a sign, I think, of what's to come from him going forward. Now, in terms of my favourite here, then I would have to go with No Eyes, which of the more complete feeling tunes here, the best ideas for me, plain and simple. In terms of my least favourite here, I would have to go with the title track, which has some nice sounds but mostly a bit stodgy and lethargic feeling. And finally, if you want to look for a couple of recommendations, if you enjoyed the EP, then Napalm, you know, the one that came before this EP, I do see Some Creature as a bit of a continuation of that, so yeah, check that out. And then maybe also a bit of Stuka and some Eugene if you want to keep with that overblown, saturated and high-octane, trappy, dubsteppy kind of style. But there we have it, my review of the new EP from Getter, Some Creature. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. But yeah, now I want to pass it off to you. What are you guys making of Some Creature? Which track of the 6 is your pick? Drop all of your views, thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Beyond that, subscribe if you're yet to, and hit the bell along the way, and my social media accounts and Discord are linked below, as well as the Nawtystep Patreon and new Twitch channel. But yeah, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.